All right, Lawrence and Eduardo, if you guys unmute yourselves, it's all yours.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for being on the call, as usual. Hello, Mike. Thanks for being on the call, everybody. We're, just let me get this thing in here a minute, and then we're ready to rock and roll. Sorry, wrong one. Okay, so August 20, 2021, the slaughterhouse of failure is not in our destiny. We will persist until we succeed. Og Mandino. I'd like to just start off by asking everybody to, keep Dan in our prayers. He's still having his chemo, and he's almost over. He's got another maybe till middle of September, and he's having quite a rough time sometimes. And he's been very stoic. Never missed a day, except today we're just giving him a rest. So anyway, thoughts and prayers for Dan. Very glad to see Mike Cook is back. He had a very rough time with his COVID, and Mike, really glad to see you back as well. So today we've got a special guest, and that's Eduardo Rodriguez. He's a Colombian entrepreneur. He had a physical therapy business in Jupiter, and he was invited to the business by a physician, Dr. David Rosenberg, and he eventually got into the business through his wife. So I have a few questions, and I'd like to ask Eduardo a few questions to see what makes this great leader tick. He's also Blue Diamond. He's very, very successful in 7 or 8 countries. He's built a business. He started about maybe a year after I did, or before I did, I don't remember, more or less the same time, a year before or after. And he's been consistent, persistent. He's had very clear goals in mind. He's an accountant by training, and he's a professional person that is a leader of great leaders. And so I thought it would be apt to ask Eduardo to join us today. And so I have a few questions for Eduardo. Good morning, Eduardo.
Good morning, Lawrence. Thank you for inviting me.
So Eduardo, I have a few questions.
Well, go ahead.
Who is Eduardo Rodriguez? Not what you do, not what you like. Who are you?
Okay. Eduardo Rodriguez is a passionate person for success. I love to succeed. I don't know why I have to be successful in everything that I do, but I like to encourage people to become successful, because I'm completely believe if I can do it, anybody can do it. So I love to see my transformations, and I love to see people's transformation also when they let me influence them in any way to change life. And I love that. And I love to help people, and I love life, and I enjoy everything that I do. And I love everything about being yourself, being able to be myself. I love to be myself. I love to do what I like it. I don't like to do everything that people do. I like to do my way. And I feel that I have the right to enjoy life any way I want. And for me, life is a gift that I enjoy it every minute.
So you've given some real nice pearls there. Your first word was passionate. I love that passion. And enjoy life, and life is a gift. Just taking on that, we are so privileged in everything we have. So fantastic. I like that. I love what I do. I like to help people. What makes you tick like that? What makes you feel that? What makes you move like that?
Well, I don't know why, but from the beginning, I always was like a fighter for the people's rights. And I'm always like to help people to become better, because that's what I do all my life. And about 7 years ago, I got cancer, and a prostate cancer, and I got panic. I thought I was gonna die. So that's a kind of moment from your life that you kind of review everything you've done, and then from that moment on, you feel that wow, I'm gonna be living until 100 years probably, or maybe 95 or something like that. So I'm gonna enjoy every minute even more, right? So I appreciated every minute more of my life, because I feel that every day that I'm healthy, that I'm fine, I just get another day. So that's why I think in that way, because I like to appreciate it. Like what it happens with you, Lawrence, yesterday. I really like. We love you, Lawrence, and I was thinking yesterday, say I want to call Lawrence. Lawrence is my friend, so I need to call him. No reason to call him. I just give her a call, to say hi. You see lately a lot of people saying that you need to be in touch with your friends, call your friends. All of these things, it's a trend, I believe, that most people now realize that being in contact with your friends and your loved ones is something that we all need to do. And I love it. And I feel blessed for the friends that I have. So that's why I enjoy everything, Lawrence.
So, thanks, Eduardo. Appreciate it. Thank you. So here's something that's, I think, very interesting. Eduardo had a very serious hiccup of prostate cancer 7 years ago. And that, I'm going to call it a trauma-induced zest, a trauma-induced zest for life and a passion, because he realized he had a problem, and it was a very serious problem. In his case, a health problem. And that reignited his passion for life. This is so important, because it should inspire people. We talked about inspiration and aspiration, and I'm going to talk about that too. It inspired him to understand the importance of what we have. It's fantastic, Eduardo. So, Eduardo, what do you want now?
I have something that I always believe that is important for me. One of the most important parts for me in my life is to accomplish my goals, because I believe that anything that I set a goal for, there is no reason why I cannot do it, except that I do not focus on it, that I don't do what is needed, whatever reason, but I can do anything. I'm 100% sure that I can do anything. So accomplishing my goals is something very important. My goal with this company is to become team elite, 4 stars and making $50,000 a month. That's my goal, right? But not only for myself, because sometimes I feel, maybe I just stay here. Maybe it's okay to be just blue diamond, or it's okay to be diamond, or it's okay, But just accomplishing my goals is very important for myself. But also, I feel that I have kids, and I still feel that I have big responsibility with my children to show them that you can accomplish whatever you want, and there is no way to quit. So you cannot quit in something that you said you were going to do, and something that I've been working for the last 12 years, right? So there is no, I cannot give them that bad example to my kids and my family around me that I quit, because it's something that wow, it's impossible. I cannot quit. I have to become team elite. I have no other way. I have to do it, because I promised myself, I promised my wife, and I promised all my family, especially the example that I'm gonna be setting for them. That's why.
Again, you've said another couple of pearls of wisdom. If I don't do it, it's because I didn't accomplish my goals. And if I don't do it, it's because I'm not focused. See, we talk about all these things all the time. Goals, right. Set your goals, be focused, right. Determined. And in this case, his incentive is he doesn't want to be a bad example for his kids. He wants to be an exemplary example for everybody. So this is an inspiration. See, this kind of thing, in my opinion, inspires, it certainly inspires me, to look at Eduardo and say, my gosh, here's a guy who, you know, there's nothing that can stop him. So Eduardo, when you started, what did you want when you started?
When we started, we have a physical therapy clinic that it was successful talking about money, but we had no freedom. So when I was 30s, in my mind, I was thinking that I was going to retire when I was 40. Then I decided when I was 45, then when I was 50. So when I was 50, I realized that I'm an accountant. So in my mind, my goal was to have 10 houses. So say if I can have 10 houses and I rent every house to $2,000 each, so I'm going to have $20,000. That's all I need to be having a good life in the United States. That was my goal. But when I was 50, I realized that I was paying one house. I was making payments in one house. I was paying maybe 5 years or 10 years paying one house. And I was paying also on a commercial property that I have. So I realized that I was very far from my goal and I was 50. And I didn't see how I'm going to get the money to buy the other 8 houses. I haven't even paid just one house, and I need to buy 8 houses more. So I realized that if I keep doing what I was doing, I'm not gonna get what I want. So I decided that I was gonna do something different. I decided because I test something that I always wanted, because I thought that having money was all I wanted. But when I was making good money, I realized that money wasn't enough, that I need freedom, because we could not travel together. We like parties. We are very family oriented. So for us to go back to our countries in December and all of the holidays, it was extremely important, but we could not do it. So we want to do those things. So we realized that the money wasn't what we really not wanted. We wanted freedom. So we decided that we need to make a change. So when I was offered Nu Skin, the thing that I call my attention is freedom. Say, oh, you can make 50,000 a month or 30 or 40, whatever money. Well, those monies are big enough for me to have freedom. But especially, I won't have employees. I won't have an office. I can travel. I can do whatever I want. So that's what attracts me. That's why we joined to the business.
Freedom. I love it. Good job. So Eduardo, as an accountant, obviously you're very financially disciplined, but how disciplined are you with your time and with your life and with your distractions and so on? How do you get over those?
Wow. Let me say this, Lawrence. Let me show you here. This is my agenda. I always use the agenda, and I love the agenda for 2 reasons. The first reason is that I place my order on what I need to do during the day. And the second reason that I love it is because when I do nothing, it shows over there very clear, right? Because there are some days that I don't use it. So but it's very clear to see that you didn't do anything during the day on the goal that you set up, right? And I have a big goals. So the only way that I can accomplish those goals is if I have them clear. So for example, I have here everything that I'm going to be doing during the morning. I have a lot of things over here in my agenda, but also here in the back, I have things that I'm going to do, and I highlight 5 things that I'm going to do today, 5 things, because I have 2 businesses. I have Nu Skin business and I have a rental business. So I'm trying to balance everything because I need to focus on Nu Skin. So for me, the mornings are for general things, personal and my other business. And from noontime to 8, 9, whatever time, 7 p.m., I'm Nu Skin 100%. But I need to prioritize hard work, everything that I do in order for me to be able to do it, right? So I'm always writing everything and setting, you know, the first thing first to trying to accomplish everything, just using the agenda all the time.
So agenda and prioritize.
That's right.
So how many hours do you spend more or less on your business?
In Nu Skin, I spend probably real hours, maybe 5 hours a day.
Okay. And is that, do you set that out in the morning, in the afternoon? Is it random? Is it when you feel like it, or how?
Okay, at morning, now that we do social media, the first thing that I do at mornings is to do some postings in Facebook or my stories. I do that around 9 o'clock. I have the time to do everything during the day. But once I do the postings in the morning, if I don't have any appointment with any new prospect or anybody, I listen my call. We have a call every day at 9 o'clock. I listen that call. So I have my day. In between, because I do some things also at the same time. So, but my goal always is, for example, I need to get in touch with this person. I need to get in touch. I have everybody in my agenda. But mostly during the morning, I focus on my own business, personal things, and I do what is needed for Nu Skin, which are the postings also, and they listen the daily training conference. And during the afternoon, I set up all my appointments, all the things that I need to do until maybe 6, 7 p.m. That's what I do.
The daily training conferences that you listen to,
Yes.
those the OTG, One Team Global, or those in your private, in your own group, or where are those?
Yeah, my own group. I do translation for OTG every week. I do that since maybe last 10 years. But we also have a group that we do trainings every day at 8 o'clock Colombian time. So I connect to that training, and I participate. I do part of the training once a month, twice a month.
Those training calls are the ones that you set up. It would be what the equivalent of what we used to call Ruby call. We still call Ruby calls.
That's right. Yes, those are yes.
And you do those every day.
Every day for the whole team.
At 8 o'clock Colombian time, 9 o'clock US time.
Yes.
So that's where discipline begins. How do you ensure that people stay connected, stay interested?
Okay. I will say that the hardest part in this business for ourselves and for people is discipline. And I think that's the hardest part, because if you are disciplined, everything becomes easy, because if you listen to the conference all the time, you learn. If you post, you learn. Everything you do frequently, you become good in those things. So the hard part is to do it with discipline. That's the hard part. So what we do is, at the beginning, we know that every new person is like a child. You need to force them to do things. You need to push them. You just get it from the hand and bring it to the conference. We do that all the time at the beginning when they're new. Some of them, at the end, they just get connected automatic. They know the important, and they keep connecting all the time without you telling them. Some of them, they just never do it. But that on average, the person that's really serious about the business, that really want to do it, that is serious about your why, he will connect. So we push them, 3, 4, 5 times until they just start doing it by themselves. But we got to do that. Discipline is something very hard, right, for all of us. But we know that is the only way. No, there is no other way. You don't do things, persistently, constantly, it won't work.
Eduardo, difference between push them and encourage them. What's the difference? How do you do that?
Push, what it is we remind them almost every day. We send tests to everybody, and when we have our own groups, so we post every day the meeting, the next day meeting, and that's one thing we do. But when we are in the meeting, for example, if we are in Facebook, even though we are in the Facebook meeting, we invite people, so people will receive the link from Facebook saying, "Hey, we are live now, connected." That's what it is. And some of them, when we have some people that we feel they're special, that they really have big potential, we just call them. We call them again and say, "Listen, did you watch the movie? I mean, did you watch were you connected to the conference?" And they say no. I say, "Okay, let's do it. You need to train. I cannot train you 100%. You need to connect to the training conference. It's important. It's necessary."
So personal contact is essential, yes?
It is. It is.
And constant personal contact.
That's right. That's why it's so important to know why do they want to do the business, so you can remind them. Listen, hey, you want to change your life, you need to connect it. You say you want to change this, you want to say you need to remind them that hey, there is no other way.
Yesterday I was talking to someone about the book Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
Napoleon Hill. It's not just think and grow rich. You got to do and grow rich.
I gotta do it.
Eduardo, could you tell us a little bit about how your ninth level distributor became your front leg, and more or less a volume, if you can, if you wish, doesn't have to be, but
yeah, no problem.
give us a little bit an idea of how that came about from the ninth leg to your front leg. What happened there? How did that happen?
Yes. Something happened very important. I heard some of the leaders, don't remember who, and I think I heard several times that you need to work the lines until you find a leader, right? So when you find a leader, you just focus on that leader and helping to develop the business, right? To create a big group. So just with that in my mind, I'm always driving lines, looking for the leader, right? So this 9 place line,
Ninth level, yeah.
person, 9th level person. It didn't happen. It happened maybe in 2 years or 3 years. It didn't happen in the first month, because we keep driving lines deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And we always recommend everybody, when you get somebody that is business oriented, somebody that is a lurker, somebody that you feel that needs attention, just let us know. Please let us know. We help you with that person. We connect that person with bigger leaders, with people, trying to encourage that person. So that's the way. One day, one of my distributors from Switzerland called me. She said, Eduardo, I have some people in Colombia that are real good. They got big potential. They're not doing anything. They just did the LOI and they disappear. Can you please call them? And so I called them. So when I spoke with Shirley, I heard the voice tone. Say, wow, this lady is strong. Then I spoke with her husband, and they both, I like the tone of voice. And I heard their story. They were business owners of 2 businesses, 2 restaurants. So they were a business people hungry for change. So when I identified that, I said, wow, this is the good people. So I told them, listen, guys, I would like to help you to develop the business, but I need to see you guys really are committed. So they say, yeah, what do you want me to do? I say, okay. So I told them, you need to become representative, in 30 days. So do this, and that's what they did. They did not become representative. They become close to representative. But then I start going to Colombia and working with them. And the people in between then, they start losing the vision. They did not see the opportunity. They did not see the long-term things. And they start quitting. Everybody quitted. I tried to keep them over there, but they did not see the business, So at the end, my 9 level become my first level. And it's amazing. It's amazing that this group, I don't know exactly how much they build because I don't see everything, but I can say that they build more than maybe 400, 300, 400 points a month, 400,000 points a month.
So you folks, it's driving the line. That's where it's about.
Yes.
And I think this is important, where you again use all the talents that you have, the tools and the consistency. Eduardo, we've got the launch for Collagen Plus, and that's a product that is for both health on the outside and health on the inside.
Right.
How are you thinking of, or how are you planning, or how are you doing to promote this on your social media?
Okay. If you see my Facebook, you see that every day we are in social media with the collagen. Every day. We haven't missed a day. And we're telling people this is our 12th day, this is our 13th day. And something that happens in social media that it's kind of weird, but for people like me that we want to see results, or we want to see everything, is that people see you, but you don't know they're seeing you. So sometimes you do things in social media and you feel that you're wasting your time because nobody's making any comments, and you feel like you're stupid, right? But I know people see you. People see what you do, right? See what you do. And the whole thing is this, for us, for me, it's very clear. The most important products in the company, I can say this, I'm 100% sure, is one of them is the collagen. The second one is the Nutricentials. Why is that? Because our business, what is our business? Our business is not to sell expensive products. Our business is to sell, networking is many people, a lot of people buying a little thing. A lot of people, that's the definition. Not 3 or 4 people buying a lot of things. No, many people buying a little things, many, but thousands, right? And how we get that? Is when we make the people to fall in love with the product. So we are, for me, it's very clear, and I've been working with my teams to focus in collagen, because collagen is something that we all need, right? This is a product that we're going to be taking for life, right? So that's why I do a lot of things in social media. I do videos, I do everything. Every day we're doing things to promote the product and to be people aware that we have that amazing product that that is gonna be launched in September. So trying to do that, so create more awareness. Now, the second part in my business is now we're going to be launching that product in Colombia probably at the end of the year. So now we made the experience over here in the United States. Now we can apply everything we know over there to make it even better. But the whole thing is promote every day, do videos, taking the product, talking about the product, pictures, everything, anything you can do. Is you just do it. You know who's real good on that? Tracy Palo. Just follow her.
Who?
Tracy Palo. She talk about the collagen every day. We copy her a lot. Tracy Palo.
Tracy Palo. Okay.
Yeah, Tracy Palo.
Okay. So Eduardo, from this conversation, we're already at 9 o'clock, believe it or not. I just want to say that I wish you had a little more passion, because you seem to be a little, now you're a little slow and a little more passion. If anybody, thank you. If anybody has any questions or would like to say anything or would like to comment, please do so. Eduardo's here. He's Didi Van Huren. Okay, Tredi Paulo NS Training. Thank you, Didi.
Yes.
Thank you, Didi.
You're welcome. She's fabulous. So she has
Yes.
a lot of insight on Facebook.
Yes.
Thanks, Eduardo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else got any questions or any additions or anything to add? Eduardo, I just want to say to you that you've been one of my heroes since we started, because I've kind of watched you from over the sides here, and as you're growing and growing and growing and being successful, and we've actually shared rooms together in Mexico and in Chile. We both shared, we worked in Chile and Mexico together, building businesses. And Eduardo is one of those people that becomes a friend, even though we have no business connection. I would consider him as one of my close friends now. And I think this is something that is an offshoot of some of the people that we work with. We can actually become very friendly with, and I would consider him as one of my real friends. And that's not very common. We don't have that many, in life that we can really consider a friend, someone you would call at 2 o'clock in the morning if you broke down somewhere. So Eduardo, appreciate your time. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Lawrence.
Eduardo is one of these rock solid people. I see Mike's on the call as well. I'm just looking at him there. Thank you, Mike, for being on. He's another very, very good friend. So thank you, Eduardo. Appreciate your time and your inspiring words. And we actually learned a lot. I did also. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're very welcome, Lawrence. Anytime.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being on the call. Blessings to you.
Thank you, Eduardo.